Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome. We're gonna get back into more Amberlynn Reid content. We're back with the video, Why I Stopped Drinking. We haven't finished with the Q&As just yet. I promise I'll be back with those, but I can really do them at any given time because so much time has passed that nobody really cares about them, so I'll put them up just whenever. We'll catch up with the videos with Foodie, with Amber, and just get through as many as I can to kind of make it a little bit cleaner, get the timeline fixed up. But we won't keep you guys too long. Honestly, we'll just get straight into the video. Let's go.
Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So I was hardcore cuddling with the fur babies, and as you guys know, I am allergic to cats. So my eyes earlier were super red, and now that's why they're kind of swollen, and I have fur all over me.
I know we have only just started the video, but I'm going to say what everyone is thinking. I hate Alexis with a goddamn passion because of Amber's new country accent thing she puts on. It's super red, or no. I will always hate Alexis with a passion just for that quirk that Amber has now picked up.
And you know, we're just fine with that. It's just fur baby glitter. Like, we're totally fine. I noticed that I like to mention something about my appearance that I know other people are going to mention. So it's like, I just mention it first. Like, folks, I know. Like, my eyes, they're swollen. My cheeks are probably swollen right along with it. I have fur all over me. I look a hot mess. Like, my hair is fried.
Have you ever considered maybe fixing your hair, getting a haircut, getting it treated, maybe get a lint roller, take off some of the hair? Instead of bringing up the reasons why people talk about your appearance, maybe just fix your appearance so that way you don't have to worry about bringing it up in every episode. Fix your hair, get a cut, get it treated, do everything that needs to kind of do in order to fix it the best you can anyway. Run a lint brush over your goddamn shirt so that way you don't have to worry about all the hair. Maybe sit in a different location so people wouldn't think you're trapped in a goddamn basement, Amber. Like, you do these things that create a situation and then people talk about it and then you keep bringing it up instead of just fixing it. Like, fix the problem.
And I know you guys have been seeing me just like sit here. I think this is like the third video in a row. It's just easier for me right now as I get back into like the swing of things and like filming again. Right now, I'm just giving you guys like random little tiny updates in my life, and I'm okay with that for now. Like, eventually we're gonna get back into vlogging. Like, you guys are gonna see more vlogs and stuff, but right now it's just like, this is an update. Hello.
You are aware that there is no learning curve. It's like one of three things you do. You either drink, eat, or cry on camera about your mental health. So there's no learning curve to relearn how to like ride a bike or sew a dress or something. You don't have to relearn anything because you do it on a daily basis. You just gotta film yourself while doing it.
So, update on my mental health. As you guys know, I have been going through it, and that's putting it lightly. I've just been like in this funk, but I am slowly getting out of that. I feel myself getting out of it, but like I still have random funky moments, as we call it.
Something that does really annoy me about a lot of people these days is that they trivialize mental health as if it's some cutesy thing. Like, I hate when people go, it's delulu. No, delusions are not cute, and you are most likely not delusional. As someone who has delusional family members who are very aggressive and dangerous, you are not delusional. You having high expectations or having the belief that you are entitled to things is not like delusional. It's you trivializing mental health. And to say like it's a funk or it's like this weird little thing, no, Amber, mental health is very serious, and if you trivialize it and look at it in a very trivial way, you're never really going to address it in a serious manner. So try to address it in a serious manner and go seek actual therapy and help for your issues.
And it brings me to like the other topic of discussion. Like, I have never really shared my experience with having borderline personality disorder, which is BPD, as you guys have heard me talk about that frequently. I was diagnosed, I want to say like a year and a half ago, by a psychologist. It was someone who I was seeing for weight loss surgery initially, and then when I realized I didn't want weight loss surgery, I still kept seeing her. Because like, it was therapy that genuinely was changing my life, actively changing my life.
Except you have quite literally used BPD for so many excuses, and that's why so many people don't care about your mental health anymore, because you don't take it seriously and you use it as an excuse to just do shitty things. Like, I hate the fact that you try to trivialize it in a way that kind of makes it sound like there's almost another entity living inside you, and anything bad that happens is kind of, oh, that's my BPD, as if it's an excuse. No, like it's not an excuse, Amber. You use it as an excuse, but it is not an excuse. It is a reason why things happen, but it's definitely not an excuse. And the phone call, especially the phone call when you did on live stream with Alexis, like I don't like Alexis by any means, but the way you trivialized her mental health, but then used your mental health as an excuse for the things that you do, really shows how little you understand about the damage you are doing to the BPT community, because you are using this as an excuse, and there are people who don't have the knowledge or understanding of what BPD is, and they see you and go, oh wow, is that what like all people with BPD are like, or is that like what most people with BPD look like? No, like some people will act out, some people don't get the help that they need, and they act in a negative way because of their BPD, but it's not an excuse to justify it. And there are so many people who work on those issues and actually better themselves. Same thing with narcissism. There is a lot of people who are narcissistic, have the actual personality disorder, see that there are problems, and want to actively change themselves. It's the people that don't want to change that give everyone else with BPD or NPD or HPD or whatever borderline personality disorder bad names.
And that is also when I was diagnosed with CTPTSD or something like that. It's just like, it's obvious. It's like,
Yeah, Amber, at this point, it's pretty obvious what you're doing. You're trying to play Thanos and collect the mental health infinity stones. You're just trying to catch them all at this point. Like, you're some Pokemon trainer collecting mental health issues.
if you go through a lot of traumatic things as a child, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have some sort of PTSD from that. And I definitely do. But I think what shook me to the core was being diagnosed with BPD, because for the longest time, I was like, I don't even know what that is. Like, I kind of judged it. I'm not going to lie. I was like, I don't have a personality disorder. Like, I don't know why I took offense to that, because there were people who would reach out to me for all of my time on YouTube. People would reach out to me and be like, you have borderline personality disorder. And I would take like actual offense to it.
I don't know, Amber, maybe have you considered the reason why people have a stigmatized version of BPD is a mixture of, one, the actions of the bad people within the community, and two, lack of knowledge. So when you have people like yourself actively going out into society with ignorant people or people who don't understand what BPD is, and then you do negative shit to harm other people and then blame it on your BPD, their ignorance is going to create a stigma around your actions. You are the reason, well, not just specifically Amber, of course, you are part of the reason why so many people have a stigmatized version of what BPD is. That is your fault to bear, because your actions affect other people and you blame it on your disorder. In the same way that it's not just you, it's many other people. We are the faces of our communities, and if we do not hold ourselves in a high regard and respect others the way we want to be respected, then we are going to be perceived in a certain light. That happens with every single community. It happens with people of different sexes and genders. It happens with sexualities. It happens with our skin color. It happens with our personality types, or the things that we like and do, our hobbies. It does it with where we come from. All different types of things. That's how we are viewed. We are not monoliths, we are individuals, and we should be perceived as individuals, but the mass majority of people view us as a monolith. It's not the right way to view things, but that's just how it is. So when people are acting up within our communities and we don't call them out, like hardcore call them out, we are going to be perceived as that negative thing. That is why we have to hold people accountable within our own communities. I also just want to add on to the end here that just because there is stigma and there is ignorance does not mean there are some people who just don't hate for the sake of hating. There are a lot of people who are just like that, who don't like others because they simply just don't look like us. They don't act like us. They don't think like us. They don't, they just have a different way of viewing things. That's just how some people naturally are. But for a lot of the reasons, there's a reason why stigma is created for certain things.
But when I was diagnosed, I learned more about it, and still to this day, I'm learning more about it. And it's like, wow, that explains why I've been the way that I've been my whole life, majority of my life. And as an adult, like, she ain't getting better. Like, I'm all the symptoms that I have of BPD, like, those things are still there and they're prominent in my life. And I am thinking about sharing more about that, because I've discovered there's a lot of you who also struggle with the same thing, and feeling alone and feeling lonely, not a good feeling for anybody, let alone people with BPD. It feels scary, and it does feel very like you're alone, and I don't want people to feel that way. And I also don't want to be coming on here and like sharing my experience as someone who's not getting help. So I have actually found a psychiatrist slash therapist who I'm going to be speaking to. I'm going to be calling. I have not called yet. I have discovered them. I have found them. I know about them and they know nothing about me yet. But that is one step closer.
You say one thing and yet you do another. You say that you don't want to be that person that comes on without getting help and give people a negative perception of how PPD is, except that's exactly what you have done. You have done that so many times already within the past year. You're actively done damage to the community, and yet you say you don't want to be that person. You say that you found a psychiatrist slash therapist, which are two different things, but you have not put the work in. You have not seen them. You have not actually spent time with them and working on your issues or ways of coping with your mental health. Come back when you have done the work. Go to a therapist, go to a psychiatrist, actually do some therapy, and then come back to us. Don't expect ass pats for you doing nothing, because you have done nothing. You have not even called them yet. Actively get off your ass and go to a session or two. Jesus Christ.
I don't want to be coming on here speaking about my experience while not getting help. That's not going to help me. It's not going to help anyone watching. And I want to be proof, because there's tons of proof, but I want to be one of the ones proof that like we will be okay by getting help. And I have realized that I might need to be medicated again, and that's fine. If that's what a professional thinks will help me with my symptoms, let's do it. Because it's like I really do separate myself from like the BPD side of me and then like the real side of me, and it's two completely different people. And I just want to see more of me, like my true authentic self, without BPD just like clouding my judgment constantly and turning me into someone I'm not.
Oh, so you don't want to be medicated for your own well-being and to benefit your life, to stop you from dealing with depression and anxiety, as bad as it is, to work on your BPD and all the issues that you may potentially have. But you want to do it to get praised as the person who worked through your issues. So you won't do it for yourself, but you'll do it for ass pats. And you wonder why we don't take your mental health serious, because you yourself don't even take it serious.
Speaking of medicine and being medicated, I don't know what reminded me of this, but Tommy and I, we like to watch movies together. I'm not gonna lie, it takes her and I a few days to finish one movie. I'm not gonna lie, and that's okay. It's kind of enjoyable, to be honest, but we've watched a lot of movies lately. We'll watch like 30 minutes at a time, but a recent movie we watched is The Substance, and I was going into it kind of like blind. I didn't really know what I was expecting, but you guys, it was the creepiest, weirdest movie I've seen in the longest time. So highly recommend. So if you guys like weird, creepy movies, definitely go for it. Like the premise is this woman, she's getting older and she feels as if her age is preventing her from going further in her career. She's like famous, and now people are like, oh, well, you're old, we need someone younger. So she gets this substance that she injects inside of her, and it's supposed to make her into her better self. And what happens is something that I don't think I'll ever be able to get out of my mind ever again in my life. It is so freaking weird. I recommend it. I do. It's like, it was a roller coaster. The middle of it, I was like a little bored. This needs to pick up. Like I was very intrigued in the beginning. The middle, I was like, okay, what's really gonna happen? But then the end, just like, I'm a little traumatized.
Again, trivializing trauma as if it's something that could just be thrown out there like a whim. Also, Amber, it's not that she felt like she was being pushed out, she was actively being pushed out. It's a commentary on how people view women as just their bodies, especially in industries like Hollywood. It is literally based around how older women are treated in society. How do you not understand this as a woman? Like, my God, like, I should be the ignorant one. People say that men are ignorant to women's just their realities and their lives and the issues they have to face, but how the hell, as I as a man, able to figure out that no, it's not she feels like that, it's because that's what it actually is. She doesn't feel like she's being pushed out. It's a commentary on how women are viewed in society, and that their only benefit they have to society is their body. She is quite literally being treated poorly because she is aging. My God, Amber. How the hell are you even a woman at this point? Like, no, you're not a woman. You're a little girl. You're a little girl at this point because you don't have those issues in society.
So next thing I want to talk about is like scheduling for YouTube. As you guys know, I'm a scheduling queen, but then I always fail at the scheduling. So we're not going to schedule. I don't want there to be any expectations of me at this point because it's just like I actively cannot fail anybody right now, or it's just I'm gonna have another breakdown.
I can assure you, Amber, you will always disappoint me, no matter how low the bar is set. Right now, my bar is in hell. The devil himself is wondering what the hell that bar is, and yet somehow you even managed to fail that expectation. Like, you have zero understanding of how anything works, and yet you somehow make it work purely on luck itself. That and the fact that you're just a train wreck, and people love train wrecks.
Like, I don't want to fail you guys. I don't want to fail myself. So having expectations is just absolutely silly. But this brings me into like Vlogmas. Vlogmas is coming up, and that's always been my most favorite time of year. I love Christmas. Christmas is my favorite holiday. I love the decorations. I love giving. I'm very much a gift giver, as you guys know. I love the music. I love the vibes. It just puts me in a happy space. I love watching other people's Vlogmas. I love filming my own Vlogmas. Last year I didn't do it because I was going through like
Imagine being a 34-year-old setting expectations for not only yourself but other people on your own work ethic and be like, hey guys, I'm not going to set any expectations because I know I'm going to fail, and so if I don't set any and you don't set any, therefore I can't fail. Like, imagine me going up to my boss and being like, hey, I don't feel like working today or, tomorrow or for the whole next month. So I'm just going to sit around and do nothing. And you're going to give me ass pats. And if you complain, I'm just going to say, but I'm not setting expectations for myself. So therefore you also shouldn't set expectations for me, because otherwise I will fail. And then it's your fault that I fail. So that's your fault, not mine. Like, my God, the privilege seeping out of this woman is next level. Like, if I ever come to that position where I feel like I'm so entitled not to have expectations, or people have expectations of me, please, please put me in my place, guys, because Jesus Christ, I would never want to be that person.
bad headspace. Remember, you guys were there for it. That's the only time I have never decorated for Christmas, because I was in such like a bad headspace that I couldn't even bring myself to decorate for Christmas. Like, that's crazy. So why was I gonna do Vlogmas? I wasn't gonna like sit there and cry to you guys every single day. Like, no, I'm good.
Honestly, guys, I'm at the point where I'm just like, Amber, like, I don't really care about your mental health. You use it as an excuse to cry about you not being in a relationship. Like, I'm to the point where I'm like, oh, Amber, are you upset because no one wants to go cave diving? No one wants to explore your cave of wonders? Oh, you poor thing. You don't want to decorate for Christmas because no one wants to go there? Oh, that's so sad.
I think we're all good off of that. But I know a lot of people love my Vlogmas, even if I'm staring at the wall. So let's do it together. A lot of you want me to do Vlogmas, a lot of you. And I've had this discussion back and forth with people on Instagram, and you guys have given me a lot of ideas. Some of you were like, do Vlogmas every other day. So that would only be like 12 videos. And then someone actually gave me the idea, 3-minute Vlogmases. Like, and if you go over 3 minutes, then awesome, that's amazing. At least you're uploading every single day, even if it's 3 minutes. And I'm like, you know what? That's kind of a good idea. So as of right now, what I'm thinking is every day I want to upload for Vlogmas, even if it is just 3 minutes, because I don't want there to be an expectation of length in my videos. I think that's what's been getting to me lately, is like I would post these like 8-minute vlogs, 10-minute vlogs, 12-minute vlogs, and it's just like wasn't long enough for people, and like people would complain about it. They weren't happy with it. And you know what? For Vlogmas, I have to throw out those complaints because I think about them constantly. But for Vlogmas, I have to just throw it out. And if I upload a 3-minute vlog, then I upload a 3-minute vlog. And I'm going to be okay with that as long as I'm doing it every single day. As of right now, that's what I want to do. I know that's still putting expectations up, but they're not expectations that I feel like I can't succeed in. I feel like I can do that. And if I can't do that, then just know that it is because of my mental health, because deep down, I want to do that. I love Vlogmas, like truly, truly. So as of right now, like we're going to have a mini Vlogmas, we're going to call it, because it will be daily, but it's just going to be short videos. What is going to be in those videos? We don't know.
I would say this is weaponized incompetence, but usually you do it deliberately in order to be perceived as useless or not capable of doing it when you are fully capable of doing it, which Amber is admitting that she is capable of doing it, she just doesn't want to do it because of her mental health. So I can't really say this is weaponized incompetence, more like just weaponized laziness. And what's the point of 3-minute vlogs? Like, you're gonna shop, hey guys, we're gonna open a present up, oh my god, baby, that looks so amazing, oh, I love you, oh, we're gonna eat, guys, see ya. Like, okay, cool, that was your entire vlog for the day? Like, is that it? Like, don't even upload at that point. The only reason you would ever want to upload a 3-minute video is probably just for a little bit of validation and then piss off because there's nothing else for you to really get out of it. You probably wouldn't even get mid-rolls for it. So, I mean, could you even monetize a 3-minute video? I don't even think you can. Like, I mean, if you want to do that and you want to miss out on a bunch of money because you refuse to do work, I mean, you do you, I guess.
So another thing I want to talk about is, as you guys know, I was doing like daily Q&As on Instagram. That's where I get a lot of like things as of lately where people are like, what's going on with this? What's going on with that? And I think that's why I like to do those, because when I disappear off of YouTube, I still like to have some sort of correspondence with you guys. But something that was brought up was me and Tommy don't drink anymore. I said how we stopped drinking and I never said why. And I didn't want to, because like it's Tommy's business and I don't want to put anything out there that like I don't have permission to share. Like, I get it. A decade ago, 9 years ago, 8 years ago.
Riddle me this, Amber. If you can't speak on Emily's private life and you don't want to speak on her private life, why did you pick a question that involved her private life? Because you admitted that you don't pick and choose all the questions. You pick and choose what you want to answer. So why did you pick a question that involves someone else's private life if you don't want to speak on it? You choose these questions, and yet you wonder why people assume or create opinions when you don't provide all the information. Don't pick and choose questions on a Q&A that don't involve you when you don't want to speak on that situation. It is that goddamn simple. Why do you do the same things and expect different results?
That Amberlynn, she shared a lot of stuff that she shouldn't have, but I'm just not that person anymore. Like, that was my early 20s. I am currently fixing to be 34 in like a month. Like, she's wired a little bit differently. I also think that Feline helped a lot with that, but also just like aging and maturing, like truly.
Right, so can you explain to me why you decided to bring up Erica's name after you promised not to talk about Erica? Or how about when you added your mother only recently about her sexuality when she was in a relationship with another woman, and when she expressed that she was displeased with you doing that, you kept it in the video as some sort of joke, which is incredibly messed up. How about the fact that you also brought up Destiny's brother's addiction as some sort of gotcha to win an argument, or the fact that you were calling wifey an alcoholic? Like, those were four things that you only did within the past 4 or 5 years. So you can't say that it was a decade ago, because it wasn't a decade ago. It was only about 4 to 5 years ago.
So the reason why we don't drink anymore is because Tommy's having health problems. I don't want to like go into detail, but I will say that's also like definitely something that's been wearing on my mental health, because I'm absolutely worried for her. It's something that she's been going through for a long time, and it's hard. And recently, as of recently, even just like one drink of alcohol for her can affect her in like a really bad way. So for her health, she has stopped drinking. And it's like, why am I gonna drink in front of her if she can't? Like, that's stupid. I'm very much a social drinker. Like, if I'm drinking by myself, there's usually an issue. But if I'm drinking on live stream, or if I'm drinking like in person with friends or my girlfriend, it's like very much like a social drinking. And yes, that includes when I'm on live stream, because when I'm on live stream, like, I genuinely feel like I'm hanging out with a bunch of friends. But definitely keep her in your thoughts, please, because she's actively going through a lot with her health, and she's trying to get it figured out, and it's just been scary, and I'm trying to be there for her like as much as I can. She's trying to take healthier steps in her life, and by not drinking is definitely a healthy step. And she gave me permission to share that, by the way, so that's why I told you guys.
I think it's mental and emotional, not physical. Like, I don't think it's like a physical issue that's causing Emily to get sick or something like that. I think it's entirely mental and emotional. And then when she drinks, she kind of goes into a depressive state where she is mourning the fact that her fiance is gone. Like, right now, she is probably doing some hardcore drinking and then getting absolutely miserable after she gets drunk. And Amber doesn't know how to deal with that because, one, she's an incredibly jealous person. So the fact that someone else is still in Emily's heart is kind of causing her to be very jealous. And two, she's just not emotionally aware of other people's emotions. So she can't handle someone else who is vulnerable, who is upset, who's in distress at the fact that her partner is no longer here. Or ex-partner, I should say, is no longer here.
Also, in the last video I posted, I said dogs, plural, because they were barking. I said dogs, and I said how I take out dogs in the morning. And you guys were like, wait, what? Tommy has dogs? Tommy does have a dog. One dog, and his name is Milo. Guys, I'm telling you, Milo and Twinkie are the cutest little best friends I've ever seen in my life. Like, seeing them just like in the yard, like running and like having fun together, and they'll eat together. They just like bark together. They just do everything together. They like copy each other, like back and forth copying each other. It's so cute. A lot of you were always like, will you get a dog for Twinkie? Like, not even for yourself, but for Twinkie, so she has a friend. And Twinkie's weird about dogs. I don't know what it is. I think it's mainly because she's jealous, but her mom will be loving on her all the time. So her and Milo are like two besties. Literally all the pets get along. I know you guys ask about Rarity and Wasabi as well. Everyone gets along with everyone. Like, it literally couldn't have worked out better.
In a lot of ways, animals and children function similar to one another. If you don't raise your child properly, it is going to be jealous, it's going to be spoiled, it's going to be envious, it's going to have all of these issues. Animals are a lot the same. You have to teach your dog to be socialized properly. You can't just hope and pray for the best. And when you take your cats and dog into someone else's space and you don't even give them time to acclimate, in the same way that you don't give their animals time to acclimate to a new environment or a new gathering of animals, you can cause problems. It could end with your animals getting seriously hurt or her animals getting seriously hurt. It could end with one of yous getting seriously hurt because of them trying to break up a potential fight from happening. You have no idea how lucky you are, because a lot of people go into a situation thinking their cats or dogs are going to be fine with other people's animals, and it ends up with them or their animals getting seriously hurt or unalived because of their pure incompetence.
So to end this video, I actually have a Target haul. It's just like random stuff. I don't even know. So let's like get into it. I haven't done a Target haul in forever. So I figured like maybe it'll jumpstart my vlogging senses that like I need to start vlogging, you know? And it wouldn't be an Amber video without getting a journal. No, this is a planner. So it's undated. So you literally just circle the month and day of what it is on every single page, because I want to like build a better routine while I'm here in Wisconsin, because I just noticed like I have like little tiny routines, but it's nothing like that makes me feel satisfied. Like when I was in Oklahoma, like you guys didn't see that, but trust me, I was satisfied with my life and my routine and what I did every single day, because like I was in my own environment and I created a life for myself. So while I'm in Wisconsin, like I want to create a life for myself that isn't just like me attached to Tommy's hip, because as you guys know, well, most of you know, when you have BPD, you do choose like a favorite person. That isn't the psychological word for it, but you become extremely attached to someone and you make them your whole world. I need to figure out how not to do that. Like, I genuinely just want to be more in tune with myself and like create routines for myself, as well as like being a part of Tommy's routine. I know it sounds crazy to some people, and you guys are probably like, what the heck? But it's all BPD coded. Trust me. And I'm trying so hard. Like, I have to fight with myself not to let like certain BPD symptoms rule my life. So getting a planner will help with that. I know that sounds crazy, but it makes sense. Trust me.
Here's the thought, Amber. Take half the time you do for journaling and Legos and actually go to the gym and do something. That will help create a routine. I can assure you, you take half that time for journaling, you probably have 2 or 3 hours, you will go to a gym and you will be pushing yourself on the treadmill or something, making sure that you actively work out, and you will have less time to worry about your mental health. I can assure you of that. Alright guys, this is going to be the end of the video. I'm not doing the rest of the haul because it's just a bunch of stupid things like toothbrushes, toothpaste, hair ties, and her... I think she was going to brag about the concert. I think that's what she was really excited about, was the concert that she goes to, because she did release a video yesterday about her going to a Billie Eilish concert, which, no offense, I actually watched that video. It was extremely boring, and I would not have paid any particular type of money to go see Billie Eilish. Like, Not that she's a bad singer by any means, it's just her concert looks so goddamn boring, and there is no way in hell I would pay good money to see that concert. But thank you for watching, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!